Good morning. Happy
All right.
Freedom Friday. Welcome to the Furnace Special Edition. We are so thankful that God has given us grace to see another Friday. Hey, Don, how you doing? Praying all is well. We're going to give the algorithm a chance to do what it does. Let people know that we are here. Are you freezing up over there, Donna?
I don't know if it's me or if it's you,
Can you hear me, Donna?
because I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Am I freezing up for you?
Yeah. Yeah, you are freezing up. It's like I can hear you and then I see you say it. You're frozen now.
Oh Lord, am I? It's gonna be one of them days. We had connectivity issues yesterday as well. I'm not sure. It has to be my service. I don't know. Good morning, Doris. How are you, Doris? Let me know if you can hear and see us. Okay.
Good morning, Doris.
I am not sure what the deal is, but we're gonna try to get somebody out here because it has to be my service. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I see you guys as you're coming in. Go and say hello.
She
And
said she
let's
can't
see.
hear and see us.
She can hear and see.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, praise the Lord. All right. Thank you, sis. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our Freedom Fridays. On these Fridays, the Lord allows us to get together and we chat with our beloved Donna Spivey to talk about finances through kingdom principles. What life could look like when we honor the systems of God, and Donna talks to us about, honestly, it really is down to one thing: do we have the discipline enough to do what we need to do? Because life can change no matter where we are, right? I think I'm
Right.
capturing. I think I'm capturing the things that you've been sharing with us. Ooh, over several months now, twice a month. I believe that, and the light kind of just clicked on for me, to be honest with you. And even though I've been hearing this, I've been reading this. I don't know how many books I bought over the years. Um, Derek probably wants to burn half of them because they're in a tote somewhere not being used. But it was honestly until we had those very candid conversations that said, no, let's stop making the excuses and put the work in. And so I don't know what happened to me yesterday, but yesterday I just had an epiphany and I said, yes, LaShalia. This reminded me of that. Money is not a goal, it's a tool. You
Very much
shared
so.
this with us. Oh gosh, a while back. God was on us that day. And the Lord allowed you to say this, and how simple it may be to somebody else. This created an epiphany for me. I had a moment where I'm going, use the tool. Put in the work and use the tool. And I think that for me, my biggest challenge, and I'm not just talking about my personal basic budgeting, I'm talking about every aspect of my life where I influence the outcome. Does that make sense?
It does. Perfect sense.
Okay, okay. Where I influence the outcome in that in
Okay. Uh, Bishop is having some connection issues, and it looks like we lost her for a second. Hopefully, she'll be able to get right back on. Good morning, everyone. We see you coming in. Uh, as she was saying, this with money, far too many of us have been conditioned to believe that more money should be our goal. No, that's not correct. Money is a tool that you can use to get yourself more time, to free yourself somewhat. It's the things that having more money affords you. Those things are the goal. When if you look at some of the richest people in the world, they have the ability to spend their days doing what they want to do, not what they have to do, but what they want to do. So, and how did they get there? They were able to accumulate money, and they let that money go do the work while they go enjoy their lives, whatever that means for them. And it is my prayer that we get to the place where we are not so consumed with working for money, but that our money is working for us and we are doing things to enrich ourselves and enrich the world around us. Um, this morning, you're back.
I'm back. Keep
I've
going.
been
You keep going.
okay. So this morning, yesterday, I realized that in another week, we'll be on our grocery run to Walmart. We'll also be able to pick up a costume and a Christmas tree. So at this point, it is time for us to step back. Almost 2/3 of this year is gone. So this is a good place for us to step back and like, okay, where are we? Particularly financially. You've got we've gotten the babies back in school. So the school supplies and the school clothes have been purchased. Of course, with littles especially, that's gonna be an ongoing thing. But the big spend for now is out of the way. So this we should be using this time to start planning. We should be looking at our year to date on our pay stubs to determine where we are tax wise, especially if you are one of those people who usually ends up having to pay. Check and see. Start looking. And I know now with everybody being on direct deposit, most of us hardly ever look at our pay stubs. But go get that pay stub, download it, do whatever you have to do, and look at what your year to date is on your federal taxes and your state taxes. Go back and look at your last year's tax return and see what your tax due was on both of those. Compare those numbers. If you are in a position where it looks like you're gonna have to pay again, you have an opportunity to do something about it right now, but it's gonna take some discipline. You can make some estimated tax payments. You can still get two in before you have to file for next year, or file for 2024. Um, there's
How does one? May I ask you this, Donna?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you.
How does one? You said they can make estimated tax payments, right?
Hmm.
What do they need to do to if they're in a place where they do need to start paying ahead? What do they? How do they go about doing that?
The IRS has made it super simple. You can go to the IRS website and submit. Um, Tell them you fill out your information, of course, and then they'll ask you what kind of payment are you making. You say estimated taxes for 2024 and
Okay.
submit the amount.
Okay. Okay. Just
The
that simple.
mhm. There
Wow.
is typically the amounts are paid quarterly, so it's April 15th. No, yeah, January 15th, April 15th, um, May, June, July 15th. No, I've missed. Maybe I messed those dates up. But anyway, it's typically paid quarterly, 4 times a year. Uh, Give me a second and let me do a quick search, and I will tell you
I knew you were
exactly
gonna
what
have
the
to do
dates
that.
are.
So if we could make people can make estimated tax payments ahead of time, then they can also go on the website and they can, without having to stay on the phone talking to, waiting on a government person to come on the phone, go on and take care of their payment plans for their taxes that they may owe for this year in the event they didn't pay for those
Right.
at one time. Okay. Good morning. Good morning.
It's
God bless you.
I'm sorry. It's April
I know.
15th, June 15th, September 15th, and then January 15th of the following year. That was where I messed up. But yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay. Okay.
you have time. You have time. And the beautiful thing about it is they are not regimented to those dates. So if you realize in October that you're going to have to pay, you can make the payment in October. You again, it's you have time.
Okay.
Don't let your and I say this to my clients all the time. Don't let yourself get set up where in April you're looking at owing two, three, $4,000 and having to figure out where it's going to come from. If you and for those of us who are in school, especially if you are having to use some kind of assistance to go to school and planning on getting a refund, put that money to work for you. Don't go out and do big Christmas. I'm not gonna get on my soapbox about that, but anyway, don't go out and do big Christmas. Put that money invest it, make that estimated tax payment if you need to, but have something to show for that money besides the degree you got and you know what I mean? It's because we get a lot of
Oh,
the
yes.
system
Trust me, I
is
know what you mean. I want to
the system
go a
is
little.
set up.
Yeah, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I want to go a little further with the especially the student loans and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So my first three degrees, first three, yeah, my first three degrees, I owed no debt. I had scholarships for the first two. The third, my first master's, I paid out of pocket. But then I found myself caught up in this going to school, and that's the way you get ahead as an educator is you go get the degrees. What I was not wise about was only borrow what you need for the class. Borrow what you need to pay for the class. And I didn't realize until like my last degree, I didn't realize you don't have to get the maximum amount. Borrow what you need for the class. I didn't know that. And so
But
now I
here's the
have, yeah, I'm listening.
yeah. I was just gonna
Mm.
say, but here's the thing: you didn't know that because they don't tell you that, and that's big
No,
part of the
it's not.
problem. We we have to educate ourselves, and when you are 18, 19, 20 years old, and they tell you, "Hey, we can,
Okay,
you can
Takesha
go to
didn't know
school."
either.
Uh, you would be surprised how many people, and I'm talking about people with doctorate degrees who did not have this information.
And I
So
guess that's my
it's
fault because I could have read. I should have read better. But I mean, you don't. You sign what they tell you to sign, and okay. Well, praise God, this class is paid for, and I keep it moving. But that was a trajectory, and I'm sorry I ran us that way. I just wanted somebody
no,
else to know. Yes, ma'am.
actually, this is a good thing, especially now because so many of us have kids or grandkids who are either just starting college or going back right now. And the thing
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
in a lot of ways, what I'm about to say is a very unpopular opinion, but I think it's something that we really need to understand. In a lot of ways, they went
Hmm.
from giving us government assistance in terms of food stamps and housing to making get your education the new form of that.
Of bondage.
They told us go to school, right? Go to school, get the degree, you'll get a good job and be able to take care of your family. But now it's you go to school, you acquire debt, and then you're back living with your parents because you can't afford to live on your own because you got to pay off the debt. So it's a
You're
catch
absolutely right.
22. And
You're
don't get me
absolutely right.
wrong, I am a major proponent of education because let me tell you something. Of all the things that they can take from you, they cannot take what you know in your head. Education is
That's
the one
correct.
thing that you get to keep no matter what. So, but
Oh, I
yeah,
like the way you said that, Apostle. Debate and switch. Mm,
yes,
wow.
it's
So
like
what do we tell a person? Because this is real. Now let me make a disclaimer for both of us. Donna alluded to it just now. I believe in the educational system. I am a public school educator. My children went through public school. I do not believe that we have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I am a proponent of secondary education. I believe that in some form or another, whether it's you're going to a 4 year, a 2 year, or a trade or skills center, get whatever, like Donna said, the knowledge so that you are able, once you have a skill set or once you have a knowledge base, you have a key to enter into rooms that without it, you will not. So even when we think about our generation who they don't have to get a 4 year degree, some of them are coming out of high school with a trade and making great money.
exactly.
Hear what I said, with a trade, making great money. Am I breaking up? Am I good?
No, you're good.
They put in the work. They put in the work in high school. They got the skill set while they were in high school in dual enrollment. So they didn't wait until they didn't play through high school and then went and got skill. Those kids came out making great money, but they did something to get it here so that they had a key to enter into the room. Either way, you can't expect to make six-figure earning without putting in some six-figure earning work one way or another. So if
Absolutely.
you are good with your hands, and I pray this gets to the ears that need to hear it, if you are good with your hands, go talk to your school counselor if you're still in high school and ask your school counselor, help me get into dual enrollment. I want to go to a tech center. What do I need to do so that I can learn to do this? Because honestly, standing on the corner with your dudes or your girls, that is not going to get you your knowledge or money that you're going to need to make it. Because you know everybody ain't about to glow up or blow up. Everybody's not about to do that. There will still be a need for a working generation, whatever that work needs to look like. Everybody can't become the next millionaire blogger on or the next millionaire YouTuber. Somebody gonna have to go to work with your hands or your head or your mouth or whatever that is. Okay, I'm done
And
now.
let me tell you, some of the people with the biggest followings and the greater earners on YouTube are people who make videos of themselves doing what they do,
Doing what they do.
whether it's making car repairs or
Yep.
fixing stuff in the house or
Yep.
the
Yep.
DIY folks. Yeah,
Yep. They monetize their skill set.
absolutely.
They monetize their skill set. People will watch for hours. If they're into cooking, they're gonna watch somebody cook for hours. If they're
Yep.
into Lord Jesus, here we go again. If they're in, I may get kicked out, okay? If I do, you keep
Okay.
going. Then they're gonna
Okay.
keep doing what they need to do for that. I'll be right back. Donna, you handle it for
Okay.
me. Let me see
Okay.
if I can connect something else.
So yeah, but she's absolutely look what you have in your hands, that gift that God gave you, whatever it is. He did not give it to you to keep it to yourself, and he did not give it to you for you to be struggling. The gifts in your hands. The and let me say this. It's great to have a degree, but if you got a degree and a skill, you are virtually unstoppable. And don't take that the wrong way. I'm not saying that with degrees we don't have skills, but the thing is, if when you have Degrees, the degree knowledge will help you run the business. The skill set is what you use to build the business. I think I'm talking in circles, but yeah. So yeah, the but when you have when you can combine those two things, I'm telling you, the world is literally your playground. Because a lot of times when you have, well, if you pay attention to commercials, a lot of the commercials you see now from the state of Alabama, they are begging people to go learn trades
Yes,
because we got away from that. We were pushing everybody to go to college. And while college is amazing and absolutely necessary, you don't learn how to build a road in college. You don't learn how to build it. You don't learn how to build a computer in college. You learn that at trade school. Degrees and skills will make you unstoppable. I'm telling you that. I
love it,
wish I
love it.
wish my grandfather worked in a dairy all of his all of his natural life that I know of. And I wish I had paid more attention because one of the things that I would love to be doing right now is have a cattle farm with somebody else running it because the heat and the animals I can't do that part. But if I wish I had listened
Yes,
more to him talking about the work that he did and the the things that, yeah, I missed out on some valuable knowledge. So, but I'm digressing. But yeah, if you got a degree and you got a skill, there's nothing you cannot do. Nothing.
I think we sometimes approach um this barrier where people, and this is what the Lord said to me the other day, and I posted it. We get stuck in the either this or that, when the Lord said in this season, all. It does
Mhm.
not have to be either this or that, because what I don't have, God can increase my capacity. Come here, Jabez. And he can, we can get the skill set. We can get to, and I know I was talking to people is still in high school, but if you have graduated, there are so many programs. And so there are so many things. One of our sisters in the ministry, prophetess Denise Foster, she has a business where she teaches coding. She teaches like medical coding and things like that. And there is a way to get into these programs if we would just ask about them. Apostle Moore had her on a while back, and I was so excited about what she offered. I'm like, I want to learn how to do that. And then I had to tell myself, girl, if you don't sit down somewhere, because for me, it's just so exciting to learn something else, to, and it's not just learning something else for me to use. My thing is, oh, if I do it, then I may be able to talk this person into doing it. I can talk that person into doing it. And so my thing is, I'll go do it with them so that they walk away with the knowledge and the ability to take care of themselves. That's my mindset. And I
But
just
not
need to
that.
stop.
Well, and let me say this, because don't just be a serial learner, be a serial doer. It does you no
Oh,
good to acquire the knowledge if you're never going to put it to use.
I know, right? I know,
So,
right?
I mean, and even if that putting it to use is you teaching somebody else to do it once you have learned how to do it, put it to use. It's all of these financial tips that we're discussing. It's great information, but if we never put it to use, it was just some words in the air. And that is true of anything. I mean, think about it. How many hours, especially now in this age of social media, where you can learn about anything you want in 15 minutes?
You really can.
how much time did we waste sitting there watching those videos, but we never take what we watched and put it to action?
You really can. You really can. I
What have we accomplished? Nothing.
let's open the floor up for a minute. Are there any questions? Is there anything out there where we need I see you, girl. Are there any questions? Is there anything out there that you've been pondering about that you wanted to perhaps ask? Something that you just really was a burning question that you didn't get a chance to ask the last time. I just want to open the floor for just a minute for a Q&A for just a few minutes. And let's see what's in the house this morning. If you have benefited, I also want to do this. If this has been a benefit for you and you were able to turn some things around, and you don't have to give us specifically what you did unless you want to do that. But if something has worked for you because it did spur you to make some changes and you are seeing some changes, little change over time is huge. So it doesn't have to be something monstrous that's overnight. And to be honest with you, if we were to be truthful about our financial state, our business state, even our management mindset, where we land, if we're not in a good place or the best place, didn't happen overnight either. So it's not going to happen overnight where we come out of it. It's going to be something slow. So I want to hear from you. Any questions you have, or if this has been a benefit for you on these Freedom Fridays, drop it in the comments one way or another. Let's see if the seed is producing. What's shaking and baking out there? Now, while we're
While we're
waiting on
waiting on,
that, Donna, was there anything else on your
yeah, so we talked about the checking to see where you are tax wise, and I know for a lot of people this is gonna be blasphemous, but make a budget for the holidays. You know, don't. It's an exciting time of year. For a lot of us, it comes with a lot of emotional stuff as well. So seriously, enjoy it, celebrate it, but make a budget for it so that you are not sitting there in January going, I can't believe I spent that much money. Uh, let's see. What time more expiration? We're still not meeting the mark. Yeah, there is a way, but the the simple answer is to pay the difference. But and if you can afford to do that to keep your mortgage where it
Mhm.
is, then that's the simple answer is to pay the difference. And you can do that. Most of them will not tell you that, but you can do that.
Mhm.
And
That's
if it
simply by
means
talking to your mortgage company, right, and telling them to adding that payment, right?
no, tell them to
Okay.
give you tell you what the amount is, the shortfall is, and sending them a check, money order, credit card payment, whatever for that shortfall. The uh, I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Mm, where was I going with that? The that's and if you are planning, I know, like I said, I know the holidays are coming, and we want to enjoy them, but maybe if the amount is not a huge amount, and you have even if it means you have to kind of scale back what you do on the holidays, I think that would be a far greater gift for you and your entire family to be able to, not have to deal with that increase each month than if you are able to go ahead and pay down that some of that now. And even if you can't pay all of it, you may still end up with a you may be able to get to a point where these increase is much smaller, maybe even in some mindsets negligible, 15, $20, as opposed to 100, $150.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Anybody else? So you talked to us about looking ahead at our taxes to see if we can do some estimated taxes. You also shared with us a reminder about being mindful about don't get caught up in the holiday fray. This I am I'm on the business side of retail, and so one thing that we know to do is to create the fear of missing out. It's called FOMO.
Hmm.
And FOMO has us where we know to do, I'm those of us on the retail side of this season, we understand that we want you to get excited and we want you to make emotional purchases. We want you to grab it because you don't want to miss out on whatever the it is, even though you may have the money right then, it may not be the money to be spent on whatever that is. And even though it may be a sale, quote unquote, the sale honestly still may not be affordable when you don't have the money. Um,
Right.
so I'm trying to tap dance between my retail side of my life and
Mm.
the kingdom principle side. Okay, kingdom's gonna win out every time. That's my problem. I really probably rethink my life.
Well,
but
but
but but but wherever you are, do I have a delay? I may be getting kicked out again.
um, you make that
Now
is
you freezing on me.
okay. So I think I started talking and then I stopped. But here's the thing: if you make plans now, you don't have to have FOMO. You can get the stuff, you can get the deals. But I tell you, the deals are going to be better before Black Friday than they will be after. Just make plans on how you're gonna spend the money and right, yes, use the discount tools. There are things you can do
Yep.
and still buy the gifts, but you don't have to spend as much money. The people that you're gifting are not gonna care that you bought it in September and not November.
Takesha, you're gonna have to teach us about some of those discount tools, baby. Cause yeah,
Oh, you can install them in your web browser,
this one over
and they
here
will
is
pop
slow.
up every time you
I'm
go.
probably I may get kicked out again.
Okay, but yeah,
Do it again now.
those are.
Say it again.
Hmm? I said those discount tools, the Rakuten.
What'd
I
you
think I
say?
said that right. Hmm? Can you not hear me? Oh, okay. So yeah, the tools that Takesha mentioned, you can add them to your web browser. So every time you go to a shopping site, if they have a discount code or a rebate, it will pop up for
Uh,
you.
all right, guys. Okay. So we were kicked out for a minute over here. So listen, I'm gonna try and work on this connectivity stuff. I have no idea what is going on. Um, Donald, you want to give us our final comments and pray us out? Hope before we get kicked out again.
Okay. Yeah.
You may be
So
still frozen.
this.
I don't know if you're frozen or not. All right.
No, can you hear me, Bishop? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Final thoughts.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am,
Make
I
sure
can hear
you.
you.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you check on your tax situation and start preparing now so that you're not looking at a big bill in the first quarter of next year. You can make those estimated tax payments, start making plans now for your holiday spending. Make a budget and try to stay with that budget. Start shopping now so that you can catch the best prices rather than having to, um, or possibly ending up having to spend more than you wanted to as it gets closer to the holiday. Uh, it was oh um in your businesses. That was the other thing. For those of you who are business owners and are running businesses, fourth quarter is usually a tough quarter for most businesses because people are excited about the holidays and spending their money on other things. So start making plans and arrangements now so that your business weathers that fourth quarter and it does not erase all of the great things that you've been able to do this year thus far. If it means that you need to scale back or maybe offer some promotions or discounts to make sure that you are able to maintain, then you might want to start considering that and getting prepared to offer those sales or put whatever changes you need to make in place so that you can make it through the rest of the year. But looks like we have lost Bishop again. So I pray that something was said here this morning that is uh, that has helped you, that and not just something that tickled your ears, but that something that is truly going to make a difference in your walk and in the way you function in the kingdom. Uh, Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to come together again this morning. Uh, you back?
All right, guys, we apologize for the connectivity issues. I don't know if you all can hear me now. We're still spooling over here. Um, but God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to try and figure out what to do. We may have to do a repeat of this conversation. I'm not sure how much you all heard. Thank you for your participation. We pray the Lord would bless you indeed on your end. And we'll see you again back here on Freedom Fridays in 2 weeks. Y'all have an amazing day today. God bless.